भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। स चापि यत्र पुरुषो विश्वस्थिति उद्भव अप्ययः मुक्तात्ममायां मायेशः सेते सर्वगुहाशयः।
Please also explain the personality of Godhead, who lies in every part as the supersoul and as the Lord of all energies, but is untouched by his external energy.
पुरुष अवयवैः लोकाः सपालाः पूर्वकल्पिताः लोकैः अमुष्य अवयवाः सपालैः इति शुश्रम।
O learned Brahmana, it was formally explained that all the planets of the universe with their respective governors are situated in the different parts of the gigantic body of the Virat Purusha. I've also heard that the different plenary systems are supposed to be in the gigantic body of the Virat Purusha. But what is their actual position? Will you please explain that?
यावान् कल्पो विकल्पो वा यथा कालो अनुमीयते भूतभव्य भवशब्दः आयुर्मनांश यत्सतः।
Also, please explain the duration of time between creation and inhalation, and that of other subsidiary creations, as well as the nature of time, indicated by the sound of past, present, and future. Also, please explain the duration and measurement of life of the different living beings known as the demigods, the human beings, etc., in different planets of the universe.
कालस्य अनुगतिर्यातु लक्ष्यते अन्वी बृहत्यपि यावत्यः कर्मगतयो यादृशीः द्विजसत्तमा।
O purest of the Brahmanas, please also explain the cause of the different durations of time, both short and long, as well as the beginning of time following the course of action.
यस्मिन् कर्म समावायो यथा येनोपगृह्यते गुणानां गुणिनां चैव परिणामम् अभीप्सताम्।
Then again, kindly describe how the proportionate accumulation of the reactions resulting from the different modes of material nature act upon the desiring living beings, promoting or degrading him among the different species of life, beginning from the demigods down to the most insignificant creatures.
भूः पाताल कुकुव्योम ग्रह नक्षत्र भूभृतां सरित्समुद्रद्वीपानां सम्भवश्चैतद्योकसाम्।
O best of the Brahmanas, please also describe how the creation of the globes throughout the universe, the four directions of the heavens, the sky, the planets, the stars, the mountains, the rivers, the seas, and islands, as well as their different kinds of inhabitants takes place.
प्रमाणं मण्डकोशस्य बाह्य अभ्यन्तरभेदतः महतां च अनुचरितं वर्णाश्रमविनिश्चयः।
Also, please describe the inner and outer space of the universe by specific divisions, as well as the character and activities of the great souls, and also the characteristics of the different classifications of the caste and orders of social life.
युगानुयुगमानं च धर्मो यश्च युगे युगे अवतार अनुचरितं यद् आश्चर्यतमं हरेः।
Please explain all the different ages in the duration of the creation and also the duration of such ages. Also tell me about the different activities of the different incarnations of the Lord in different ages.
नृणां साधारणो धर्मः स विशेषश्च यादृशः श्रेणीनां राजश्रीणां च धर्मः कृत्येषु जीवताम्।
Please also explain what may generally be the common religious affiliations of the human society, as well as their specific occupational duties in religion, the classifications of the social orders, as well as the administrative royal orders, and the religious principles for one who may be in distress.
तत्त्वानं परिसङ्ख्यानां लक्षणं हेतुलक्षणं पुरुष आराधन विधिः योगस्याध्यात्मिकस्य च.
Kindly explain all about the elementary principles of creation, the number of such elementary principles, their causes and their development, and also the process of devotional service and the method of mystic powers.
योगेश्वर ऐश्वर्य गतिः लिङ्गभङ्गस्तु योगिनां वेदोपवेदधर्माणाम् इतिहास पुराणयोः.
What are the opulences of the great mystics and what is their ultimate realization? How does the perfect mystic become detached from the subtle astral body? What is the basic knowledge of the Vedic literatures, including the branches of history and the supplementary Puranas?
सम्प्लवः सर्वभूतानां विक्रमः प्रतिसङ्क्रमः इष्टापूर्तस्य काम्यानां त्रिवर्गस्य च यो विधिः.
Please explain unto me how the living beings are generated, how they are maintained, and how they are annihilated. Tell me also of the advantages and the disadvantages of discharging devotional service unto the Lord. What are the Vedic rituals and injections of the supplementary Vedic rites, and what are the values of religion, economic development, and sense gratification?
यो व अनुसायिनां सर्गः पाषण्डस्य च सम्भवः आत्मनो बन्धमोक्षौ च व्यवस्थानं स्वरूपतः.
Please also explain how, merged in the body of the Lord, living beings are created and how the infills appear in the world. Also, please explain how the unconditioned living entities exist.
यथा आत्मतन्त्रो भगवान् विक्रीडति आत्ममायया विसृज्य वा यथा मायां उदास्ते साक्षिवद्विभुः.
The independent personality of Godhead enjoys his pastimes by his internal potency and at the time of annihilation gives them up to the external potency and he remains a witness to it all.
सर्वं एतच्च भगवान् पृच्छतो मे अनुपूर्वशः तत्त्वतो अर्हसि उदाहर्तुं प्रपन्नाया महामुने.
O great sage, representative of the Lord, kindly satisfy my inquisitiveness in all that I have inquired from you and all that I may not have inquired from you from the very beginning of my questionings. Since I am a soul surrendered unto you, please impact full knowledge in this connection.
अत्र प्रमाणं हि भवान् परमेष्टि यदात्मभूः अपरे च अनुतिष्ठन्ति पूर्वेषां पूर्वजैः कृतम्.
O great sage, you are as good as follow custom only, as followed by the previous philosophical speculators.
न मे असवः परायन्ते ब्रह्मन् अनशनादमि पिबतो अच्युत पीयूषं तद्वाक्याब्दे विनिश्रुतम्.
O learned Brahmana, because of my drinking the nectar of the message of the infallible personality of Godhead, which is flowing down from the ocean of your speeches, I do not feel any sort of exhaustion due to my fasting.
सूत उवाच सा उपामन्त्रितो राज्ञा कथायाम् इति सत्पतेः ब्रह्मरातो भृशं प्रीतो विष्णुरातेन संसदि.
Suta Goswami said, thus Sukadeva Goswami, being invited by Maharaj Parikshit to speak on the topics of the Lord Sri Krishna with the devotees, was very much pleased.
प्राह भागवतं नाम पुराणं ब्रह्म संहितं ब्रह्मणे भगत्प्रोक्तं ब्रह्मकल्प उपागते.
He began to reply to the inquiries of Maharaj Parikshit by saying that the science of personality of Godhead was spoken first by the Lord himself to Brahma when he was first born. Srimad Bhagavatam is the supplementary Vedic literature and it is just in pursuance of the Vedas.
यद् परीक्षित दृषभः पाण्डूनाम् अनुपृच्छति आनुपूर्वेण तत्सर्वम् आख्यातुम् उपचक्रमे.
He also prepared himself to reply to all that King Parikshit had inquired from him. Maharaj Parikshit was the best in the dynasty of Pandus, and thus he was able to ask the right questions from the right person.
Hare Krishna. Thank
Hare
you, sir.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Amol Prabhu and Venkat Prabhu. It was an amazing combination. Felt like Shukdev Goswami and Parishit Maharaj, they're speaking, one in Sanskrit, other in English. Wonderful. Thank you so much. That was amazing.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Venkat Prabhu. Okay, then I'll share my screen. What's happening? So, Hare Krishna devotees, welcome to the Sunday chat Srimad Bhagavatam. Today we're going to discuss the final 3 verses of chapter 8 of Canto 2, verse number 27, 28, and 29. And then the next session will start. Next session we'll do the summary of the whole chapter. Then we start the 9th chapter. It's amazing how we are progressing in the journey of Srimad Bhagavatam. Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya every day. All of you wonderful, every other day. Wonderful devotees getting together. I'm sure reading every day as well. So it's very inspiring. So I take the blessings that I'm able to speak something meaningful for all of us. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namastitya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayat Nashta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Hare Krishna. Sutta Uvacha Sarvamantrito Rajna Kathayamiti Satpatehe Brahmarato Vrisham Prito Vishnu Ratena Samsadi. Beautiful verse. Sutta Uvacha Sa Upamantrito Rajna Kathayamiti Satpatehe Brahmarato Vrisham Prito Vishnu Ratena Samsadi. Word by word. Sutta Uvacha. Srila Sutta Goswami said, Sah, he, Sukadeva Goswami, Upamantritaha, thus being inquired, Rajna by the king, Kathayam, in the topics, Iti, thus, Satpatehe, of the highest truth, Brahmarataha, Sukadeva Goswami, Vrisham, very much, Pritaha, pleased, Vishnu Ratena, by Maharaj Parikshit, Samsadi, in the meeting. Translation. Sutta Goswami said, thus, Sukadeva Goswami, being invited by Maharaj Parikshit to speak on the topics of the Lord Sri Krishna with devotees, was very much pleased. So just point to know, we are now, Sutta Goswami has come back in the scene, and we were earlier hearing a conversation between Sukadeva Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit, which was narrated by Sutta Goswami to the sages of Namisharanya, guided by Shandakari Shiyadi. So it's once again concluding that portion of the question. So read the purport and listen again. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam can be legitimately discussed only among the devotees of the Lord, as the Bhagavad Gita was authoritatively discussed between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, the Lord and the devotees respectively. Similarly, okay, this is within brackets. So as the Bhagavad Gita was authoritatively discussed between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, the Lord and the devotees respectively. Similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the postgraduate study of the Bhagavad Gita, can also be discussed between the scholars and devotees like Shukadeva Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit. Otherwise, the real taste of the nectar cannot be relished. Shukadeva Goswami was pleased with Maharaj Parikshit because he was not at all tired of hearing the topics of the Lord and was more and more anxious to hear them on and on with interest. Foolish interpreters unnecessarily tackle the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam when they have no access to the subject matter. There is no use in non-devotees meddling with the two topmost Vedic literatures. And therefore, Shankaracharya did not touch Srimad Bhagavatam for commentation. In his commentation on the Bhagavad Gita, Sripad Shankaracharya accepted Lord Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But later on, he commented from the impersonalist view. But being conscious of his position, he did not comment on the Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Sukadeva Goswami was protected by Lord Krishna, wide Brahma Vaivarta Purana, and therefore he is known as Brahmarata. And Sriman Parikshit Maharaj was protected by Vishnu, and thus he is known as Vishnurata. As devotees of the Lord, they are always protected by the Lord. It is clear also in this connection that a Vishnurat should hear Srimad Bhagavatam from Brahmarat and no one else, because others misrepresent the transcendental knowledge and thus spoil one's valuable time. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayamarupa Kadamayam Radati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Dev Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Shri He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasati Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Dinamani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarni Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langate Kripatam Hamande Shri Guru Dev Paramanam Shri Chaitanya Hare Krishna. After so many amazing questions, how do we feel like this is when we go to a Srimad Bhagavatam class, to think of one question relevant, it takes a lot of concentration, focus. And he's asked, Parikshit Maharaj, he's asked 20 plus questions of various complexities. And now just imagine the level of intelligence that's going on here. For me, it is inconceivable. the person who's asking the question has been asking one after another. And now Shukdev Goswami is going to answer those questions in chapters and chapters and cantos. And all these answers will come in various cantos as we move on in the journey. So what can we speak about this level of intelligence? It's just inconceivable is the only word I can understand. In today's day and time, we can understand how Kali Yuga is progressing. Manda sumanda matayo, manda bhagye upadita. So today's day and time, it's difficult to even concentrate for us for a small time, for a few seconds. I think 8 seconds is a lot to concentrate for most people. Then what to speak of, able to concentrate for such a long time and able to answer all those questions. So we can understand. I think what we definitely can at least understand is the literature is not ordinary literature, Srimad Bhagavatam. It is transcendental fully. And Srila Prabhupada says, there is no business here. There is no use in non-devotees meddling with the two topmost Vedic literatures. The two topmost are Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. So this is not for ordinary souls. It is definitely not for the monists or non-devotees. They may have other interest in knowledge, but without bhakti, knowledge cannot give any fruits. So, and also it's compared, Srila Prabhupada is beautifully comparing this legitimate discussion. What makes it legitimate is when the parties who are involved in this conversation are the authorized parties to speak or ask and then answer. It's an appropriate word, legitimate. Yeah, and authority. Who can have the authority to speak as well? Who gets the authority for Bhagavad Gita? The Lord Himself. Yeah, the Lord Himself is speaking. So the ultimate authority. And then the next authority who's speaking Srimad Bhagavatam is who? In the Parampara. Evam Parampara Prapmimam Rajarshya. So this is Parampara coming all the way from Lord Krishna, then from Krishna to Lord Brahma to then Narada Muni to Vyasadeva, and from Vyasadeva to Shukdev Goswami. It's very interesting that we'll come back to this topic. So Shukdev Goswami is called as Brahma Ratha, and Parishit Maharaj is called as Vishnu Ratha. So how is it explained? Is Brahma Ratha is Shukdev Goswami, who is protected by Brahma. How is that? Brahma, it's not Lord Brahma. Brahma is Brahma, Shabda Brahma. It's like that. Excuse me. Some water. Sorry. So how is that? How is Shukdev Goswami protected by Brahma, Shabda Brahma? Or can anyone explain this? Can anyone think of anything? How was we understand that Lord Vishnu Krishna protected Parikshit Maharaj when Parikshit Maharaj was in the womb of his mother Uttara. Krishna himself entered into the womb and protected Parikshit Maharaj. How is Shukdev Goswami protected? Any idea? So I was hearing Yeah, someone wants to speak, please.
So,
Oh, Prabhu, yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you for. Uh, so here, Sukadeva Goswami, when he was, there was a conversation between Lord Shankara and Mother Parvati on Srimad Bhagavatam. At that time, the parrot was hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam as well. And then it was a confidential, it is meant only for the devotees, not for any others. So looking at that, Lord Shankara was trying to chase the parrot, and then parrot coming and going into the ashram of Vyasadeva, where it entered into the womb of Vyasadev's wife. So it was, and then later on, Vyasadeva has given protection to that parrot. So now it is in the womb of Bitika, who is the wife of Vyasadeva. And so because he was protected from Lord Shankara's anger, so in such a way, Vyasadeva is also incarnation of Krishna. That is one, and also he stayed there for 16 years in the womb of Bitika, and then later on the request of, he didn't want to come, later on request of Vyasadeva, he has come. So that's a little understanding. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, yes, yes. Thank you. So, so Sukadeva Goswami was in the womb of his mother, and both, it's interesting, both of them were protected in the womb. And how is that? When Sukadeva Goswami was in the womb, he did not want to come out. He said, I don't want to get into this material world at all, because it's a dangerous place. And then he was assured by the Lord that do not worry. If you come out, you will not be entangled in this material world. On the assurance of the Lord within, then he agreed, isn't it, Amuk Prabhu? Because the assurance was given to Sukadeva Goswami that he will be always protected, and then he came out. And then he was immediately, as we were reading the first canto, he just immediately started to walk away. And then his father, none other than the incarnation of Lord Krishna, Vyasadeva, had to personally persuade him. And how did he do that? By narrating the pastimes of Lord Krishna. Then he was attracted. We talk about it, that famous verse also. Yeah. So this is how both of them are protected. Now, other point that comes out here is, the previous verse was amazing. He says, Parikshit Maharaj, O learned Brahman, because of my drinking the nectar of the message of infallible personality of Godhead, which is flowing down from the ocean of your speeches, I do not feel any sort of exhaustion due to my fasting. Because now there is also, as the conversation going on between the two great personalities, Sukadeva Goswami has answered all the questions that was asked by Parikshit Maharaj in the first batch of questions, if I can say that way. And then, then it is said that some devotee was sharing, Sukadeva Goswami was, okay, now answered all your questions, that's it. So they can just walk away. So this was like a small test for Parikshit Maharaj as to how much hunger or thirst he has for the transcendental knowledge, and how much he can tolerate his thirst and hunger from the body. And this was like a little test for him. And then also from Parikshit Maharaj's perspective, now he has 7 days, and now we can see that. Sorry, I'm not well today. And all those questions have been answered pretty much, I think maybe a couple of hours, it seems, the conversation as we're going through, only in the second canto. And the first question that Parikshit Maharaj, what is the duty of someone who's about to die, and people in general, and he's been all those questions. That the other question after that, he's also been answered. So Parikshit Maharaj has to put up more questions, and we can see that he's enthusiasm to hear is beyond any material understanding. And he's saying, I do not feel, so just in case, he was assuring his spiritual master, just in case if you think that I'm exhausted because I've not had any water, I've been fasting. So this is Parikshit Maharaj's vow to fast and hear only Srimad Bhagavatam. So only take nectar from the ear, nothing goes from the mouth. He's sitting there, he's hearing, and he's asking these questions. Just imagine our own situation. And what is the, how do you say, the vision we could have? Like, could we have a taste like that when we're hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, and we don't want to eat or we don't want to drink anything? Actually, we do sometimes experience that when we have some great speakers. We have attended some classes where the class goes on for 4 hours, 5 hours in one go, and nobody is feeling any thirst or hunger. There is power in this, in the description of the Lord's Leela and all his names, Guna Rupa Nam Leela. When there is a devotee like Shukadeva Goswami speaking, then even what to speak of Parikshit Maharaj, even ordinary souls like us can also be feeling, without any exhaustion. You can also be feeling enthusiasm. So there is both exchange between, this is the other aspect that Prabhupada is putting together here, the relationship between the spiritual master and disciple, and how disciple is submissive to the spiritual master, and how is enthusing spiritual master to speak more. As we go to the next verse, we'll come back to this again. The next verse is Suta Uvacha Sa Upamantri Raj. No, sorry, I already spoke this. Next verse. 28, verse number 28. Praha Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Rama Sammitam Brahmane Bhagavat Proktam Brahma Kalpa Ubagate. Translation. He began to reply to the inquiries of Maharaj Parikshit by saying that the science of personality of first by the Lord himself to Brahma when he was first born. Srimad Bhagavatam is a supplementary Vedic literature and it is just in pursuance of the Vedas. Purport. Srimad Bhagavatam is a science of the personality of Godhead. The impersonalist always tries to misrepresent the personal feature of the Lord, not knowing the science of this great knowledge. And Srimad Bhagavatam is in pursuance of the Vedas and scientific knowledge of the personality of Godhead. To learn this science, one should take shelter of the representative of Sri Shukadeva Goswami and follow in the footsteps of Maharaj Parikshit without foolishly attempting to interpret, thereby committing a great offense at the feet of the Lord. The dangerous ways of interpretations by the non-devotee class of men have played havoc in understanding the Srimad Bhagavatam. And the careful student should always be alert in this matter if he at all wants to learn the science of Godhead. This is Srila Prabhupada, out of compassion, is giving us direct warning, and it is very relevant, devotees, friends, as we think that, because we may be thinking sometimes that some speakers are speaking very nicely. I've actually seen some Mayavadis also speak like this. You feel like, oh, this is bhakti. This is good. I want to hear this. I want to hear this. I want to hear that. And there's unlimited, various talks available on the YouTube, on the social media. Normal person cannot even make a difference between one and the other. But that's why it's so important that the message is heard only in the parampara. Now, how even we can see how the answers are being prepared here. Where is Shukadeva Goswami going to start? He's starting from the top. He's saying this knowledge was given by the personality of Godhead himself to Brahma when he was first born. Now, there cannot be any more authentic than this one. The one who is unborn is giving to the firstborn. There is nothing in between here. So nobody can say, I've heard this here, or I think like this. In my opinion, there is always some people, when you talk about anything to do with the devotional philosophy, there will be always people, I understand this, I have this idea, I have heard this person, I have that person. People will speak this person, that person, all. But then if you go ask them what is the authenticity of that person who spoke, where did he get the knowledge from? Then they will no, he thinks like he's very, very advanced. People will say very advanced. He's very good. Someone may have, good understanding of sometimes Sanskrit, or maybe good, very articulate in how they're speaking, how they're presenting. But that's the Mayavadi's, power. They can speak so well articulately and they can confuse everyone. So that is one of the power of Mayavad. We hear them, we can get confused so much that we start to believe that this must be wonderful because I'm not able to understand. This must be really good. This is the illusion they create. Srila Prabhupada breaks all that illusion. He makes everything so simple that we can all understand. If we just read with faith and with the service attitude, we can all understand what Prabhupada, how Srila Prabhupada is feeding us, just like the parents feed the child. Prabhupada is feeding us spoon by spoon, giving us the right warning. Otherwise, we may get lost. And it is very easy because as number of devotees are increasing, we can see it's very nice that we have so many devotees, classes available online. And at the same time, in the same speed, there are also like other people speaking, which is very confusing. So Prabhupada is giving us, a very important warning here that we must all follow. And I've heard that personally, some people saying that, okay, hear this one, and I hear wow, they start with the brilliant devotional emotions, and then they very quickly, maybe after 2 or 3 minutes, 5 minutes, they will start to get into the impersonalism. Even like if Sripad Shankaracharya's, the famous bhajan, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Mudamate. To read the translation of only the Bhaj Govindam translation also you will read from the Mayavadi, like it's so crystal clear what is Shankaracharya speaking here. Bhaj Govindam, you can, from Bhakti to Govinda, Lord Govinda is so clear, but the Govinda also they will make something else, completely some other meaning that nobody can understand. This is how dangerous, because of the Prabhupada says, and so many other places, because of the Mayavadi's envy towards the Lord. They don't want to accept Lord as the personality. Because they don't accept the Lord as personality, and because of their envy, they can never get the real gist of the scriptures. You can never understand the Lord's real purpose of speaking these verses to Lord Brahma also. This is why Prabhupada says that even we know who Sripad Shankaracharya is, so we know it's Lord Shiva. So what was his motive of presenting Mayavad? We already know that, since Buddhism was again is for normal people is bewildering, like so Lord Buddha was incarnation of Vishnu or Krishna himself, and then he presents the philosophy. Again, we know why that's presented. So all this knowledge that we've been given by the Acharyas is so precious. Normal people outside do not understand it. That's why this is one of our duties to also give this real knowledge to people and not accept not accept what is not authentic, but also give what is authentic. So there will be so many, wonderful souls and innocent souls who can be saved. So this is the secret also in the Srila Prabhupada's purpose. Okay. The other question, the other aspect I was going to going to talk about here is the enthusiasm to hear. There is similar verse that Arjun speaks in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. He says, when he's asking Lord to speak about the vibhutis, Lord's vibhutis, opulences. Vistaranat mano yogam vibhutim cha janardana ya kathaya triptirhi shunavato nasmi me mrutam. O Janardhan, again, please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about you. For more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. This is Arjun speaking. Yeah, and then Prabhupada made so many and wonderful points after that. This is so. There is You can see that there's all the same pattern in all the devotees of the Lord, that they want to hear more and more and more about the Lord. This is the magic. Someone, as I was saying before, someone with little faith, if you put, Prabhupada says, only little faith we have to put, and then see how Lord reciprocates, with so much love. We can experience it. And also the knowledge gets revealed automatically. Similarly, in the first canto also we read this, Vayam tu na Vitrapyam Uttama Shloka Vikrame Yastranavatam Rasagyanam Swadu Pade Pade. Vayam tu na Vitrapyam Uttama Shloka Vikrame Yastranavatam Rasagyanam Swadu Pade Pade. We never tire. This is the Sonaka Rishi is speaking. We never tire of hearing the transcendental pastime of the personality of Godhead, who is glorified by the hymns and prayers. Those who have developed a taste for transcendental relationship those who have developed a taste for transcendental relationships with Him relish hearing of His pastimes at every moment. So we have to develop a taste. How do we develop a taste? How do we develop a taste for hearing? Is in association of those who have already developed it. So this is how the bhakti increases. The pure devotees, they already have it. They come here to give to us, and we associate with other devotees who have associated with the pure devotees. And then this is how we start to get, this is like a gift. As we associate more with the pure devotees, we get a gift from devotees that we start to develop a taste for hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. And I was going to speak one more about what happens now. This is the conversation, this is the verse we would be speaking about, Atma Rama Samanayo. Come back to why we are talking about this. So, in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, Sanatana Goswami meets Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Varanasi. And he's surrendered, he wants to hear from Mahaprabhu. He puts a question. He says, Sanatana Goswami says, my Lord, I have heard that previously at the home of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, you explained the Atmarama verse in 18 different ways. This is the verse. Those who are self-satisfied and attracted by the external material desires are also attracted to the loving service of Sri Krishna, whose qualities are transcendental and whose activities are wonderful. Hari, the personality of Godhead, is called Krishna because he has such transcendentally attractive features. Yeah, he says, I have heard this wonderful story. When Lord Sri Chaitanya explained this to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the meaning of this was in 18 different ways. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was not an ordinary person, the whole story of who he was, we don't have enough time to talk about him. But he was the guru of the spiritual master of the king of Orissa at the time. The king was also a great devotee of the Lord, Pratapadu. Not ordinary soul. But we know that Sarvabhauma was a logician before. When he heard from Mahaprabhu these different, ways of presentation, meaning 18 different, he could understand nobody else, no one else can present or explain it so nicely in so many different ways. Now this news was had spread everywhere. Now, first question that Sanatana Goswami is asking here is, can you now please explain me how did he? This is again the taste for hearing the Lord's pastimes, and this is what to speak of hearing from the Lord Himself. So all the devotees will see that they are so keen to hear, so keen to hear. So we develop this, desire or the taste for hearing the nourishment for our spiritual path. It's very, very important that we develop hearing, and the more we hear, the more we develop the taste. More we hear in the association of devotees, the more we develop the taste of Srimad Bhagavatam. So 29th last verse. Yad yad parikshit rishabha pandunam pachati. Yad yad parikshit rishabha pandunam anuprichati. Anupurvena tat sarvam akyatam upachakrame. Translation. He also prepared himself to reply to all that King Parikshit had inquired from him. Maharaj Parikshit was the best in the dynasty of the Pandus, and thus he was able to ask the right questions from the right person. This is the thing, right question, the right person. There's also a book, it's perfect question, perfect answers like that. Prabhupada's small book. So, Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Maharaj Parikshit asked many questions, some of them very curiously, to know things as they are. But it is not necessary for the master to answer them in the order of the disciples' inquiries, one after the other. But Shukadeva Goswami, experienced teacher that he was, answered all the questions in a systematic way as they were received from the chain of disciplic succession, and he answered all of them without exception. So how a spiritual master presents, the questions are asked by the disciple, and spiritual master may not answer them in the same order, but the spiritual master understanding the heart of his disciple, understanding what is the best presentation for his disciple. Will present in a way that's most appropriate. And that's why Prabhupada explaining this again. This is so wonderful to read this. So this is the end of this wonderful chapter 8. I think chapter 9 starts in a couple of days. First we do the summary and then the 9th chapter. So I will now allow some time. I think 20:40 we will have the bhajan today. And maybe if anyone can share some reflection on the 8th chapter questions or any comments.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
No, Prabhu, please share something.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It is very wonderful class. So just one point on the Vasudeva Kataruchihi. So that is while Susrusha Sraddhanasya Vasudeva Kataruchihi Syan Mahsevya Vipraha Punyatidhani Shevanat. When one renders service unto the pure devotees of the Lord, then he will get to taste, to hear Krishna Katha. So that is one point mentioned. And another thing on the Maya, the philosophy that Shankaracharya has spread, taking Bhagavad Gita. So that is on the instruction of Krishna, Lord Shankara, he has spread that Mayavada philosophy. So there is a proper reason. So that is Dwaparado Yuge Bhutva Kalaya Manushadishu Swagamaihi Kalpitehi Twamcha Janan Mad Vimukanupuru. So Krishna says to that instruction to Lord Shankara. So at the end of Dwapara Yuga, in the beginning of Kali Yuga, so at the time, people of this age of Kali, they are all pretending that they are the devotees of the Lord. So Kalaya Manshadishu. So at that time, Swagamaihi Kalpitaihi Twamcha, you give the misinterpretations for the Vedic Vedas. And in such a way, Janan Madvimukanukuru, make the people who are pretending that they are devotees or the Brahmanas, you make them far away from me. So likewise, that is instruction from Krishna.
Yeah.
So that comes from the Shiva Purana.
Oh, Shiva Purana, is it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Right. Oh, amazing. That's very nice to hear. That was in Shiva Purana. That was the purpose. Yeah, there was a hidden motive. It's not that Lord Shiva would do this otherwise, unless it was instructed to him. So he also humbles at some stage to say, look what I'm doing. I'm preaching against you. I'm just being so, Lord Shiva humble, but out of service, only Lord Shiva could have done that wonderful service. Who else could have done that? Because in one way, what Shankaracharya did was also extraordinary, and creating the path for them to again the bhakti or the devotional aspect of the philosophy to come in, and then followed by Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, and like that. So it was so amazing. And This is all Lord's wonderful pastimes going on. Thank you so much. Very, very nice point, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
Pranam. Prabhu, I just want to ask you a question. It's on a different subject, actually. I'm finding very difficult to understand.
Okay.
Could you be able to explain me the Brahman aspect of the Lord?
Yeah. So, okay. So there are three ways, Brahmavadi, Paramatmavadi, and Bhagwan. The three different transcendental paths of the spiritual knowledge. And Brahmavadis are to begin with, even Shukdev Goswami was Brahmavadi. Also, the four Kumaras are Brahmavadis. For what Brahmavadi actually is for them is the Lord's impersonal feature. They see is the highest, unmanifested. So they worship the unmanifested. They also they are, well, there is a difference between Brahmavadi and Mayavadi. Sometimes we get confused. Mayavadis are those who are actually truly envious, like they're almost called as demoniac people. So what is the difference? Because the Mayavadis would say that when the Lord comes, he is also being controlled by the Maya. He gets subdued by Maya. This is the Mayavadis who say that the Lord is not stronger than Maya, his own Lord's own potency. But Brahmavadis are not like that. Brahmavadis are those who are, they also have the, what we call in the various rasa that different spiritualists have with the Lord. They also what we call as Shanta rasa. They don't necessarily develop the four rasas, which are like, the Dasya, who are in the servitorship, or who wants to develop friendship with the Lord, who wants to have the fraternity or have the parental relationship with the Lord, or the Mahdi relationship with the Lord. They are Shanta rasas. That's how they are explained. So they are, they respect the Lord, but they don't necessarily connect with the Lord with the personality. So they're impersonalist in that way. But sometimes it's more confusing from perspective that Mayavadis and Brahmavadis, sometimes people, mix up. So Shantarasa means, they appreciate the Lord's position, but they don't develop relationship with the Lord. These are the Brahmavadis. They're happy.
Yeah.
Clients.
I was trying to understand from the point of the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be understood in three different
Correct. Yeah.
realization, which is
Yes.
Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan.
Yes.
So the Brahman, would I say that it's a material energy of Lord?
No. None of them are, connected with the material energy of the Lord.
Yeah.
So, but they are all spiritualists. They're all, or those who are attempting to be, are always looking at beyond the material energy
Okay.
of the God. They are not.
Okay.
They are not into material. None of them are. They're all, seekers of the spiritual path. It's just
Okay.
that they have different. The same Lord has three different aspects. The Lord has as you were saying, there's a verse in the first canto as well. The Lord has all the three aspects. Brahmeti, Pramadmeti, Bhagwan iti Sabjate.
Mm-hmm.
There are all three truths for the Lord, but there are different gradation. If you read that, Purport Prabhupada explained that. A different gradation, someone who is satisfied. Just, this Prabhupada says, just by licking the honey from outside of the bottle, they're licking the honey bottle from the outside. They're just satisfied there. They don't go to the next aspect. Paramatmavadis are those who are the yogis who see the Lord Vishnu in their heart, in the forearm Lord Vishnu. So they're meditating on the Paramatma. So they also have the also they explain there are three aspects of the Lord. There is Sat, Chit, and Anand. So Brahmavadis are mostly they are connected, or they go only as far as the eternity aspect of the Lord. So eternal, all knowledgeful, and all blissful. So they only have the touch upon the eternal aspect of the Lord. Is that making any sense? Amar Prabhu, would you add anything?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. This is vadanti tattat vidistatvam yajnanamadbhayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdate. So Prabhupada has given comparison the sunlight and the sun planet and the sun god. So sun god is the basis for the sunlight. So Krishna mentions Brahmano hi pratistaham amrutasya aviyasya cha shashvatasya dharmasya sukasya aikantikasya cha. That is the ultimate. That is also depending on me. I am the personality. So that is Krishna's effulgence coming from the spiritual planets, all Vaikuntha planets. That is effulgence, Brahma Jyoti. And there is a Vaikuntha planets where who have got the developed taste towards the supreme personality of Godhead in his personal features. So there are two kinds of people. Their bhakti yoga shayogasya maya manavi udiritaha. So anyone they can go. One is the devotional service, going into the temple worshipping the Lord. They will go directly to the Lord to associate with. And in another way, devotional service, devotees who go to the secluded place and meditate on the personal features of the Lord, on four-handed form of the Lord, they will attain. So going through different kinds of steps. So but either way, one of the process is allowed. But here in the age of Kali Yuga, it is very difficult for such kind of practices, controlling the senses. So here it is recommended only devotional service. This includes all the three aspects of the personality of Godhead, Brahma and Paramatma. All these kinds of realizations will be achieved. Yoginam api sarvesham madgate nantratmana shraddhavan bhajite yomam same yukta tamo mataha. So that is the Krishna statement. Out of all yogis, either Brahma yogi who is meditating, or yogi who is meditating on the Paramatma, or a devotee who is directly worshipping the Lord directly in the temple. So a devotee is in the topmost level. It's a few statements. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank
All
you.
right, thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you, Shyam Prabhu and
Thank
Amok Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was a good, simple example. The sun, so far, it's the
Yes,
sunlight,
Prabhu.
sun planet, and the sun god.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Wonderful question.
Krishna.
Okay, I think now it's quarter two. Time for bhajan, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. My humble obeisances to you. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Very nicely explained, Prabhuji, yourself and Amok Prabhu, both of you. Very nicely done, Prabhu. Prabhuji, so today for bhajan, we have our lovely Shriji Kishori Mataji singing Hari Harai Namaha, and our dear Ras Leela Mataji doing the English recitation first. Jyoti Mataji, when you're ready to share the screen. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, I can see the screen, Mataji. Can we do the English recitation first? Translation, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. The translation: O Lord Hari, O Lord Krishna, I offer my obeisances to you, who are known as Hari, Yadava, Madhava, and Keshava. O Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Shri Madhusudana, Giridhari Gopinatha, and Madan Mohana. All glories to Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda, all glories to Sri Advaita Acharya and his consort, Sri Sita Thakurani, all glories to Lord Hari, to the spiritual master, the Vaishnavas, Srimad Bhagavatam and Srimad Bhagavad Gita. All glories to Sri Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, and Raghunath Das Goswami. I offer my obeisances to the feet of these six Goswamis. By bowing to them, all obstacles to devotion are destroyed and all spiritual desires are fulfilled. I am the servant of that person who is a servant of these six Goswamis. The dust of their lotus feet is my 5 kinds of foodstuffs. This is my desire, that birth after birth I may live with those devotees who serve the lotus feet of these six Goswamis. When these six Goswamis lived in Vraja, they revealed the lost holy places and explained the eternal pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Just shout the names of Lord Hari in great ecstasy and worship the transcendental realm of Vrindavan while absorbing your mind in meditation upon the divine feet of the spiritual master and the Vaishnavas. Desiring to serve the lotus feet of Sri Guru and the Vaishnavas, Narottam Das sings this Sankirtana of the holy names of Lord Hari. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hari Haraya Namah. Hari Haraya Namah. Krishna Yadavaya Namah. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namah. Gopal Govindaram Sri Madhusudhana Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Sita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavat Gita Sri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha Aiche Goshai Kori Charana Bandhana Jaha Hoite Bignanas Abhishta Puran Aiche Goshai Jarmui Taradas Asabhara Padarenu Mora Panchagras Tadera Charana Sebi Bhakta Sane Bhas Janame Janame Hoy Abhilash Aiche Goshai Jabe Braje Koila Bhas Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash Ananda Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Sri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majyaman Sri Guru Vaishnava Pada Padma Koriyas Narottama Dasa Kohe Nama Sankirtan Hari Haraya Namah Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha.
Jai, Jai, Shri
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank
Jai,
you.
Shri Mataji. Thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful singing. Thank you. Hare Krishna, devotees. Thank you so much. And any other points, questions, comments? Okay, so we can end here. Hare Krishna. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious week ahead. Panchakalpatarubhesha
Kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Namaha.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
thank you so much for the
Thank you,
wonderful
Prabhuji, for
Mahatma.
very nice class. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Very
Prabhu,
nice
for
class.
lovely
Thank
class.
you,
Thank you so much.
Prabhuji.
Beautiful singing, Mataji.
Prabhuji,
Hare
thank you,
Krishna.
Sri Kishori Mataji.
Jai, Jai,
Wonderful
Sangha.
bhajan.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Wonderful Sangha. Thank you. Hare Krishna.